As an engineer, one of the things you're going to have to do besides writing code is convincing others that your solution is the correct one. And how do you know that your solution is the correct one? You need to know the big picture. Today, I wanted to read an article called How to Develop Your Skill Set for the Era of AI. It was written in April of 2024, looks like, and I think it's still relevant in 2025. I wanted to give the author a shout out here on the side, but I'm going to go ahead and make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see what I'm reading on the screen. Okay. How to develop your skill set for the AI era. How can engineers ensure their skills keep up with AI advancements? Over the last few years, we have watched AI take giant leaps in coding, from AI-assisted coding tools like GitHub Copilot to the first AI engineer named Devin. This explosion of AI capabilities has sparked endless debates, with the burning question on everyone's mind being, does software engineering still have a future? Important question. The short answer, yes, but with a catch. The coding aspect of software engineering might become more automated, with AI taking over the bulk of code generation in the future. However, software engineering is more than code. Okay, could not agree with this part more. Software engineering is much more than just code. Looking ahead, engineers who can zero in on business results, flex into other roles, and consistently deliver value will continue to be in demand despite AI as their impact extends beyond their coding ability. This is also very true right here. So far, I think it's a very strong start. Think like an entrepreneur. Simply being skilled in engineering won't cut it anymore. The real magic happens when you connect engineering efforts directly to business outcomes. Embracing an entrepreneurial mindset equips engineers with a broad view that transcends the immediate technical challenges. In a world where AI can write code but cannot grasp the entire organization's nuances, its people, cultures, and the broader environment it operates within, having an expansive vision becomes a critical advantage. This is very accurate. As a software engineer, you deliver way more value than just writing code. If in the beginning, like in the beginning of your career, when you first joined a company, maybe when you're here, like as an intern or a brand new engineer, you might be just working on a couple of bugs, small improvements, and basically you're pretty new. Your impact is pretty small generally. You're still learning the code base, learning the company, learning how to operate within the constraints you're given. But as you progress in your career, you will start doing bigger and more independent projects. And also somewhere here, you might start leading others. So here you might be onboarding other people. You might be leading interns or something like that, or even leading some other developers on different projects, right? So you're already making a team impact at this point. And then as you progress further, you start affecting things outside of the team. You start working on projects that affect other teams around your team, around your code base. So you got to start thinking about bigger picture, the architecture, and so on. You might also get pulled into issues that are critical to the end user. Your focus goes from very narrow, I just got to fix this bug, to, hey, I have this bigger scoped project. How does it fit within the infrastructure, maybe leading others, to start looking much further into the future and focusing on bigger impacts. This timeline here, it probably depends a lot on a team and a company size too, in your experience. But I would say that this timeline, we're talking 1, 2, 3 years maybe. This is not like your whole career. And there are many levels to this beyond too. The bottom line is that you're only really making small improvements or have a very narrow focus just in the beginning of your career, just as you enter the company, as you're trying to onboard. Like in the beginning, you actually may be a net negative over here because people from this side have to mentor you. And from here too, they have to help out, right? So you're not making a lot of impact. You're a net negative in the beginning, but by the time you get here, you're probably neutral or have a positive impact overall on a company and a team. Think like an entrepreneur. Simply being skilled in engineering won't cut it anymore. The real magic happens when you connect engineering efforts directly to business outcomes. Embracing an entrepreneurial mindset equips engineers with a broad view that transcends the immediate technical challenges. Engineers who think like entrepreneurs understand that success in the AI era demands more than technical excellence. They have intrinsic drive to create customer value, ensuring their engineering solutions are not just technically sound, but also strategically aligned with business goals. They're the bridge between technical feasibility and product strategy, using their skills to steer product decisions in the right direction. Okay, I also really agree with this paragraph. And this is also the reason that in my other videos on this channel, when I talk about projects to put on your resume, instead of creating something that's technically very challenging, I recommend focusing on creating a small business or at least something that others use and rely on, even if you only have 2-3 users, because it proves that you could think with others in mind. So you're not just thinking about the problem in itself and the technical aspect of it, but you're also thinking about the bigger picture and what value does your solution deliver to others. How can you become an entrepreneur? 1, understand the business. Why? This will help you see where your projects fit within the larger picture and know how they can influence the bottom line. Okay, not only this is good in AI era, this is just good advice in general, so that you feel like you're making an impact. You got to understand like how the business works and where your team, where your work fits into that business model. Dive into the company's OKRs and KPIs to understand the measures of success. Participate in all hands meetings, review annual reports, do competitor research, and stay informed on company strategy. 2, build customer empathy. Why? Putting yourself in a customer's shoes will help you make informed engineering decisions that resonate with user needs and business goals. How? Explore business intelligence tools, user experience research, and analytics platforms to understand customer sentiment and user behavior. Additionally, listen to recorded sales calls, if available, to get first-hand pulse of what the customer is thinking and how they're reacting to the product. 3, incorporate insights into decision-making. Combining business context and data-driven insights in your decision-making process ensures that your engineering efforts are both technically sound and strategically aligned with business objectives. When proposing new features or improvements, connect it back to the business objectives, user feedback, and data analysis that supports your suggestion. Present your ideas in a way that highlights their potential impact on both user satisfaction and business success. This is typically what senior engineers start doing, right? Or at least regular software engineers that have been at the company for a while. Typically, they look ahead and they look at the end user a little bit more. This is not something you do in the beginning, but I think the advice overall is correct. Understanding this early on puts you ahead of other junior developers. By embracing these practices, you will become adept at navigating uncertainty, prioritizing projects that offer the highest return on investment, and persuasively advocate your ideas. Yeah, key right here. Even if this advice doesn't help you get a job, in general, this advice is good because now, and as an engineer and your work, one of the things you're going to have to do besides writing code is convincing others that your solution is the correct one. And how do you know that your solution is the correct one? You need to know the big picture. Sometimes it's not about just the one piece or the technology that you want to use to solve this one problem. You need to know how it fits in the big picture so that you can make the correct decision. Flex across functions. Hand in hand with a business-centric approach is the need to wear multiple hats. The more versatile an engineer is, the more indispensable they become. In a world where specific tasks may eventually become automated by AI, human engineers' ability to synthesize information across domains, connect disconnected ideas, and apply insights in new contexts sets them apart. Yeah, this is true. Can you cultivate versatility? 1, collaborate on the product roadmap. Why? Gaining insight into the company's product goals and understanding how technology can drive these objectives is crucial as it broadens your perspective beyond just technical aspects of your work. How? Volunteer to join roadmap planning sessions and offer technical perspective on proposed features. Help with prioritization by accessing the technical effort required versus the project business impact. This is really good advice. Understanding kind of the roadmap, not just for your team, but for at least adjacent team is always a good idea. So you understand where things are headed and what challenges are there to overcome. And also this prioritizing through potential business impact versus the technical effort, right? Just because something is technically difficult doesn't mean it has the biggest business impact. And focusing on business impact is what affects the bottom line. So it's the more important part here. Contribute to designing systems. Why? Understanding design principles is crucial for creating technically sound products that provide a great user experience. A basic knowledge of UI/UX principles, color theory, and user-centric design can significantly improve the collaboration between engineering and design teams, leading to more cohesive and user-centric products. How? Work closely with designers to understand the core components of your product's UI/UX. Offer to develop a shared library of UI components or a style guide that codifies design principles and patterns. Mentor across functions. Why? Sharing your expertise and insights across different functions not only helps others grow, but also establishes trust, builds communication skills, and positions you as someone they can go to in the future. How? Initiate informal coffee chats or lunch meetings with peers in different roles. Offer mentorship or advice focusing on how their role contribute to the business success. This could involve guiding a designer on how to consider technical constraints in their design or helping a marketing colleague understand the possibilities of the product. Yeah, I could see that. Another example could be talking to the sales team and asking them about their challenges that they're overcoming when they're trying to sell the product. But the problem is there are other people already in the chain between you and them, and it's their job to fill in these gaps. So you have to be a little bit careful there. In general, if you're not making any decisions and just helping others understand different parts of the product, then I would say that's pretty good advice overall. By actively engaging in these practices, you'll be well on your way to becoming a more versatile engineer. This cross-functional agility ensures that engineers can adapt to changes, foresee the implications of decisions across domains, and innovate at the intersections of disciplines, enabling them to provide value that no AI point solution can. Carve your niche. Grounded in a rich understanding of the broader context and enhanced by a diverse skill set, building specialization will ensure that engineers can bring unique insights, creativity, and solutions that AI cannot. It's the intersection of depth and breadth in an engineer's expertise that will define their irreplaceability in an AI-driven world. It is where Roger Martin's doctrine of relentless utility comes into play, a career strategy that focuses on finding your niche and monopolizing on it. As you become more adept at navigating between different roles and perspectives, you'll be better positioned to uncover unique opportunities where your particular blend of skills and interests intersect with unmet needs within your team or organization. So far, this is really good, but I will say that for brand new engineers, like I say, it's your first job, right? And you didn't get your dream job, or even if you did get your dream job, you might not really know how to niche down. So it's okay to be generalist for some part of your career and kind of figure out where you fit in. But it is also, as per this advice, a good idea to be looking for your niche, understanding where you want to dive deeper. Okay. So as an example, here's a line of all the things you need to know. And there could be many things on this graph. For example, data structures in the beginning or something, object-oriented principles, databases, Docker, whatever you put on this line. At some point, you will probably find that, let's say you really like databases, right? And here you could say, okay, I want to dive deeper. Like I want to be the expert in databases. This is a horrible drawing, but if you go down this rabbit hole, you might become like a SQL expert or maybe NoSQL expert or something like that, and learn all the tools associated with databases. And although all developers need to know overall higher or overarching concepts, you could become somebody that is a go-to person when something hits the fan in this area of the product. Aligning what you're good at with areas where you can make a significant impact allows you to establish a distinctive role that plays to your strengths and passions. This strategy promotes an active, value-driven approach looking for ways to contribute beyond the usual scope of your role. For instance, let's say you have a knack for simplifying complex technical concepts into digestible content. Your niche could be bringing the gap between advanced technical knowledge and non-technical stakeholders or clients. Build on this by developing and sharing insights through blogs, workshops, or internal documentation that makes these concepts accessible and engaging. Yeah, it's really good advice here as well. I've seen this happen both outside of work and at work, like with blogging and YouTube videos where people explain complex concepts. And at work, I've also seen people who are really good at this and they make internal videos training people on different concepts of the product, different parts of the repository, whatever. Another example could be finding yourself at ease automating repetitive tasks that bog down your team. Your niche is identifying efficiency drains within your team's workflow by creating custom scripts or leveraging existing tools to automate these tasks. This way, you'll be freeing up time for your team to focus on more impactful projects. By adopting the doctrine of relentless utility, you're not just filling a role, you're carving out an area of focus where you can truly excel and provide unmatched value. Remember, the niche you carve out today may not remain your niche tomorrow. Continuously explore, learn, and iterate, allowing your niche to evolve alongside your skills, interests, and the changing needs of your team. This is really good advice here. It just means that you don't have to tie yourself down to a specific niche. Like you might start out on a certain team and you find your niche there. And you go to a different team or go to a different company and that niche may not be relevant at all. Like they're using a different stack. And so, for example, like your CI/CD knowledge of Jenkins may not be relevant in a company that's using GitHub Actions. It doesn't necessarily have to be your niche forever. It can change over time. Closing thoughts. We find ourselves at a juncture similar to the one brought about by printing press and a typewriter. The fears are familiar. Concerns about job displacement, the devaluation of human expertise, and the uncertainties of a shifting professional landscape. Yet, if history has taught us anything, it's that with disruption comes opportunity. Just as the printing press opened up the world of knowledge and the typewriter transformed the professional landscape, AI will redefine software engineering. It will challenge us to elevate our roles beyond coding, to think like entrepreneurs, and to build a more multi-faced identity. The future of software engineering isn't about clinging to the past, but one where AI helps us build unimaginable things. I think this is a really good perspective on how AI is changing software engineering. It's not taking jobs, but it is fundamentally changing what is expected from software engineers, I think, going forward. Hopefully you found this useful. If you did, please subscribe to the channel because I will be doing more of this style videos going forward.